Welcome to Your Health Truth. I'm your host, Brock Hardman, and it's Friday. It's the weekend. Hope you had a great week, and hope you have an exciting weekend planned. Some nice activities. Weather should be nice down here in Texas. I don't know if you're up in the north or northeast. It looks like it might be a little colder. May get some snow, but anyway, I am excited because we have a lot going on. And I just wanted to make a quick video. This shouldn't take but a couple minutes and briefly go over something that I've actually talked about before, and it's kind of my thinking on where healthcare is going to go, or at least where it should be going if we really seriously want a chance at saving our healthcare system. Originally I created this site with the hopes that one day I would make at least some small dent in the fact that our nation is obese and has diabetes and has all these problems, and maybe I could help change that. I've come to realize that there's hundreds of other people doing this, and all of us put together are barely making a dent. So maybe I've been naive, but I don't think my energy has gone to waste, because I think that in the long run, what I'm doing is educating people, and if I change one person's life, I think it's worth it. And so my thoughts, though, came about talking to a friend of mine as we were discussing healthcare with regards to companies. And we both agreed that, and I'd really never thought of it this way, but if you think about it, most companies pay for their employees' insurance, health insurance, right? So why don't they pay for their car insurance? I mean, they're driving their car to work every day, and you would think that there may be some liability involved there. Car insurance is a heck of a lot cheaper than health insurance, so you would think that they would pay car insurance first. But the way it works, I don't know if it was just established back in the day that companies were required, for the most part, to pay health insurance, or at least some portion of it. But back then it was probably a lot cheaper than it is now. So now it's kind of ballooned out of control. So the current system, not going to work. Companies spend millions and millions a year on healthcare for their employees. So why not do healthcare the same as we do car insurance? And I've mentioned this before, but it's a brilliant way to solve the crisis. Because if each person actually had to pay out of their own pocket for health care, they might think twice about what they put in their body. They would be forced to. Some people obviously wouldn't. They would just live 50 years old and die because, first of all, they would be have a short lifespan because of their life choices, but also not enough money to support the decisions they've made. So kind of a combo deal. But fact of the matter is, whenever, the only way we're going to fix this, honestly, is if we somehow, I don't like to use the word force people, but it's kind of what we're doing. I mean, creating an environment where people have to decide, I'm either going to have to stay healthy or I'm going to have to pay for this out of my own pocket. That would cause people to start being healthier. Cost of insurance would start going down. Obviously, it's not going to, go to zero in the first year, but people would start being healthier and healthier. Costs would go down. Companies might even, give some sort of allowance for healthcare, but for the most part, they can take that extra money they're saving by not spending it on healthcare, spend maybe half of that on their employees, giving them more salary basically. So the employee will take home more that they can use that on healthcare, or if they choose not to, they don't have to, just like car insurance. I know you're required to have that. Health insurance, maybe you should be required to have it, but if it's paid for by the employee, they're going to think twice about how they live their life. Right now, they don't. So really, if you think about it, not a lot's going to change because you're still having health insurance, but it's coming out of your own pocket. So the mindset is, well, I'm paying for this, so I'm going to, utilize it the best I can. And so I think that's the only way we're going to fix healthcare, is changing the mindset, changing the way that we force people to pay, put the onus on the consumer, and make them make the decision of how serious they are about how they can afford health care. And so, it would. I think this would take the burden off of companies. It would take the burden off the government. It's really kind of a no-brainer. I mean, why should somebody else pay for your decisions? So, hopefully, that's the way that healthcare will maybe start to evolve in the future. And I really think, because you know what, I could sit up here and until I'm blue in the face and try to talk about all the obese people. And man, you've got to start doing this. You've got to start doing that. I mean, I could preach for years, and there's not a lot that's going to get done, I don't think. Changing your habits is one of the hardest things you're going to do, especially with food. So we're going to have to get some radical decisions in there. And, this one I think would work because it's actually forcing you to change your behavior. And so just, thought about that, thought I would share that, thought I would get that out in the open. Maybe, we can circulate this idea around, and it would seriously decrease the cost of healthcare, in my opinion, in the long run. It's, putting the responsibility and accountability back on the consumer where it should be. So anyway, something to think about. Hope that, maybe you start thinking the same way or feel the same way, and share this around if you like it. Talk to you soon.